Alright, now we are in the billing document or the billing tab or the sales view of the customer master. What are the important fields here? I'll talk a little bit about invoice dates, okay, and invoice list dates. Invoice dates, invoice list dates, okay, and then we'll talk about incur terms, payment terms, and account, and we'll talk about tax. All right, so let me just put some entries in there and then we'll talk about them. And then let me put some incur terms, say, or rather let's not talk about incur terms and payment terms now. We're going to talk about these when we talk about the sales document deep dive, so let's not worry about them. Let me put some invoice dates and invoice list dates. Take a quick screenshot and we'll talk about that here. So what is invoice dates? An invoice date specifies the dates on which the customers need to be invoiced. Okay, so here is an example again. Let's take June 1st, order 1. We delivered it, billed it on, let's say, June 5th. Again, June 2nd, June 3rd, so on and so forth. Okay, the customer will receive as many invoices on June 5th, on June 7th, June 8th, so on and so forth. In general, if the customers are placing orders regularly, like every day or many times a week, then customers are more comfortable to receive invoices in batches, meaning, hey, you know what, why don't you just send me invoices for all the orders that I've placed by the week? Meaning, okay, all the invoices Monday through Friday, send it to me on Friday instead of sending me each individual invoice. Okay, so those dates on which you need to send the invoices to the customer will be specified in the invoice dates section. What is an invoice list? This is a little more complicated. Sometimes invoices are not good enough. Even invoices dates are not good enough. With so many invoices, it becomes a pain for the customers to pay each individual invoice. So what the customer says, hey, you know what, okay, you got invoice 1, invoice 2, invoice 3, so on and so forth. Now combine invoices for, let's say, a period of a fixed period, let's say 1 month, 1 week. Typically it's a monthly cycle, so combine invoices for the entire month into what is called as invoice list, which is just a combination of all the line items in all the invoices for that particular month compiled together into one document. And the customer will pay against that document. Okay, it's just an easier and a convenient way for the customer to pay, where he has a summarized billing. Now, in order to achieve this, there are a couple of things that have to happen behind the scenes, which we will talk about when we visit billing document type configuration. So until that point, if you remember this concept, that's good enough. Okay, next, these are important as well, but we'll discuss it at a later point. Now, what about tax? Or it's also called tax classification. What is tax classification? Tax classification is a way to identify whether a customer is taxable or not taxable. Some customers are taxable, some customers are not. Now, examples of taxable customers: regular commercial customers like you and me, corporates, Examples of non-tax or tax exempt customers or non-taxable customers: government, military, and non-profits, resellers, right? These are all examples of non-profits and they need not be taxable. Now for all non-profits or government or military, this will be set to 0, and that's by country. And for profit and regular commercial customers, this will be set to 1. So what you need to set to will be given by your FICO consultant. So you don't have to sweat it. You just have to ask them, okay, what should be the tax classification? Should I set it to 0, 1, or sometimes it's 2 or 3, depending on the nature of taxation of the country. All right, and then we have partner functions. This deserves a discussion on its own, so we'll have a very detailed discussion on partner functions when we visit the sales document deep dive. Okay, so until that point, just hold on to that. All right, now we have finished the sales view of the customer master. Now what we're going to do is go to the company code view. Here is our sales view. We just finished it, and then click on save. Right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is created. Now we want to create this finance view of the customer or the company code view of the customer. So go to FD01, enter the name of the customer, and enter the company code. Again, this is 1000. All right, let me take a screenshot. Okay. Okay, step number 1, and go inside, hit enter, and then enter recon account there. What is a recon account? Why is a recon account used? Is something that we're going to discuss as part of account determination at a much later point in time. So until that point, just enter an account number there, and this account number will be given to you by the FICO consultant. So you don't have to really worry about it. Just make sure that you get that account number from your FICO consultant. That's all you need to do. Now this, remember, is a role that's played not by Brian the sales guy, but by Charlene the finance user. So she's going to use the transaction FD01, use the same customer that Brian has created, but enter the company code and then finish up creating the company code view of the customer. Now we have created 3 views. Brian has created 2 views. Charlene has created 1 view. That finishes up creating of the customer master. All right. Now, a customer master can be extended. Now we have created the customer 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? We have created it using 2 steps. The first step was VD01, which created 2 views, general and sales, and the number that we have created is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This number was passed over to finance, and they created the finance view of the customer. This process of using an already existing customer and creating another view for it is called extending the view. Okay, this is one type of extension. The second type of extension is extending the org data. Now, if you see this customer 56789, right? 56789. Let's go to VD02, which is customer master in change mode, and then click on this customer sales areas. Okay, you will see that this customer 56789 has been created for this sales area 1000, 10, 00. Now, if you want to visualize this, think of a situation like this. Best Buy is a customer who sells iPods, and he is Apple's customer. Okay, Best Buy sells iPods. You can just go to Best Buy and buy iPods. Now, Apple sells iPods to Best Buy to be resold to customers like you and me, regular consumers. Now Best Buy will be created in Apple's system as a customer 56789, for example, and he is doing business currently in Germany. Let's say Best Buy also exists in Germany, and Best Buy also exists in the US. Now, do you need to create a different customer for Best Buy in the US versus a different customer in Germany? Not required. Instead, all you got to do is go to VD01. Okay, remember, it's not VD02. We are not changing the customer, we are extending the customer. This is the key to understand extension. We are not changing the customer, we are extending the customer. So we're going to put in the same customer number 56789, and instead of Germany, we're going to use US. See, we're going to extend the same customer to USA, Philadelphia. And it's not going to ask us to enter the general data again. It already knows that it is ABC Inc. and it knows the address, blah blah blah. All we have to do here is make sure that we enter the shipping, billing, and other tax relevant information. Okay, because this could be different by country, isn't it? So wherever things are different, just enter them and save. Now, if you go to VD02, okay, and you click on customer sales area, how many do you have? You have 2. So this customer, Best Buy, let's say, is available in Germany as well as the US. Right? That's a good example for you to visualize how customers are extended to different sales areas or different company codes. This not just applies to sales areas, it also applies to company codes. So the same could be done for company codes as well. Okay, but that's something that the FICO consultant will do, but don't worry too much about it. Okay, so you can extend a customer to different views, or you can extend a customer to different organizations or sales orgs, distribution channels, divisions, company codes. Now in another topic, we'll talk about common distribution channels and divisions, and you'll understand how how to manipulate this and what are the problems that you're going to face when you extend the customer beyond one set of org data, and how to mitigate all those problems. But other than that, this is the concept of extension. All right, next, creation with reference.